Year 11, I'm just going to quickly finish off the last two questions from exercise 8.6, which was the tangent and normals, equations, tangents and normals and curves. So let's have a look at question 13. Now, question 13. We have a look at it here. And what have we got? We've got the equation y equals 3x squared minus 4. And I've got to find, well, I'm told that the gradient at the point A is 6. So let's differentiate. Y dash equals 6x. But I'm told that the gradient, now that's a gradient of the tangent at any point, and I'm told that the gradient at the point A, the gradient at the tangent at the point A, m equals negative 6. Sorry, 6. So 6 equals 6x, divide by 6, and x will equal 1. Alright, well, to find the y coordinate, I'm just going to substitute that back into the y equation. So y equals 3 times 1 squared minus 4. And that will give me 3 minus 4, which will give me negative 1. So the coordinates of A are 1 and minus 1. Then asked me to find the equation of the tangent at this point. Well, I already know that the gradient is 6 and I have this coordinate. So I'm just going to use, again, y minus y1 equals m outside of x minus x1. So y minus negative 1 equals 6 outside of x minus 1. Y plus 1 equals 6x minus 6. Bring everything over, so I'll get 0 equals 6x minus y minus 7. And if I want to write that so that everything's in the zeros on the other side, so in this general form, 6x minus y minus 7 equals 0. And I look at the answers and I see that's correct. Let's have a look at question 15. So question 15, I'm told that f of x equals 2x squared minus 8x plus 3. And has a tangent parallel at that point. Find the equation of the tangent. Well, I know I'm going to have to differentiate, so that's my first step. F dash of x is 4x minus 8. But I also know that the tangent at the point P is parallel to this. So if I 4x minus 2y plus 1 equals 0. Let's take 2y across and I get 4x plus 1 equals 2y. Divide everything by 2 and I'll get 2x plus a half equals y. And I can quickly see that the gradient equals 2. Because whatever is, when it's written in the form y equals mx plus b, whatever is in front of the x is the gradient. So now I know the gradient is 2. So I go back to this equation. I go, well, if the gradient is 2 and the gradient of the tangent is parallel to that, I put 2 in for the gradient and I get 4x minus 8. I add the 8 over. 10 equals 4x. divide by 4, 2.5 equals x. So we've got a few fractions, but that's not a biggie. Let's now find the y coordinate. Well, I have to substitute it in the f of x, so I have to find f of 2.5. Get used to this notation. That means everywhere there's an x, I put 2.5. So, and I'm putting it in this equation to find the y value. All right, so 2 times 2.5 squared minus 8 times 2.5 plus 3. And I reach for my calculator and I quickly do this. So 2 times 2.5 squared minus 8 times 2.5 plus 3. And I get -4.5. So my coordinates are 2.5 and -4.5. And now I use my y minus y1 equals m outside of x minus x1. And it's y minus 4.5. Sorry, it'll be plus because it's minus minus. Equals 2 outside of x minus 2.5. So that'll give me y plus 4.5 equals 2x minus 5. Bring everything over and I get 0 equals 2x minus y minus 9.5. And that's not the answer that Margaret has in the back, but that is correct. But what Margaret then does is she multiplies everything by 2 just to get rid of the fraction at the back. And we shouldn't be worried about that, but so we get the same answer as Margaret. That means we get 0 equals 4x minus 2y minus 19, which is the same answer as Margaret, but I would have been very happy if you'd just stopped there, but that's how Margaret did that one. Okay.